What up? I'm Jake.
I'm Jim.
Welcome to Secret Hideout, a place where we talk you can't bring to the dinner table.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
What up, Zozo?
What up, guys? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas episode.
Yep.
We talk a little bit.
Yeah, it's not necessarily
really.
the Christmas episode, but our closest episode to Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got festive. I didn't wear the bandana this year. Last year I wore the bandana.
That's right. You did.
But,
yeah, we jump into some pop culture like always. I don't know. It's kind of a fun episode.
Yeah.
We don't get too heavy in anything,
No.
Keep it pretty chill, but it's fun.
Unless I play the first 30 minutes of this episode, and
well.
then we will all lose our jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't.
We talk about the movie Fury a little bit.
Yeah.
Go into that. We talk about. I bring up my favorite Christmas movie
Yeah.
to watch.
Klaus.
Klaus Schwab.
We talk about him somewhat maybe in there.
Yeah, we get into like.
Oh, the Tenet. Hey, what is the
Jim's
movie?
breaking.
Palindromes.
Jim's never seen Tenet, and he's
Never
breaking
seen Tenet, but I think I
ground
uncovered it.
on the theories.
Is it Tenet or is it 10? I don't
know. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
Jim should watch the movie.
I'll watch the movie for next week.
Watch Klaus first.
I'll be talking about all this.
Then we talk a little bit about we get a little vaccine talk.
No, we
get
don't. No, we don't talk about it at all.
At all.
YouTube.
Not at all.
We tell you what to do. Just go
Oh.
see your local CVS people.
Right. Yeah, get your vaccine.
Dude,
That's what we talk about.
Somebody told me that they were talking about the jab. They're like, "Yeah, I got it at Ford Field." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Don't you realize you just like participated in like some group like
They got it.
like
inoculation?
suicide ritual.
Like it's at Ford Field."
Yeah, they're in a football game.
No, it was
They're
like
drinking a beer.
like
and
100,000 people.
Just, like,
and
come
they're
here
just
and get your
getting it
vaccine.
up. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I'm gonna cut all that.
You can keep it.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
We drop into some. I don't know.
I don't know. We play a Bieber video. Oh no, dude, we talked about Sky King.
Sky King. Yeah,
Sky
we get into
King's
Sky.
sweet,
That's
yeah.
that one's that's
Sky
dope.
King, if you haven't checked it out, yeah,
Yeah,
get
we
into
do
it
play
at the
some
end.
Justin Bieber on here. It's a
Yeah.
dope song though. Yeah, no, check it out. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
Ho ho ho!
Oh yeah, check us out on Instagram at Secret Hideout Podcast and on TikTok Secret Hideout Podcast. We're on Apple Music and Spotify and anywhere you can listen to podcasts. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share to that YouTube channel because it helps. And keep commenting. I like all these comments I'm getting on. I think it's probably CIA agents trying
Yeah, it's fucking feds, bro.
trying to just collect all my information, but a lot of the stuff's cool. I like the Tatari
Talk
stuff.
about the Men in Black,
Yes, the Men in
like
Black.
the actual Man in Black.
we actually-
Is it real or not?
We bust a TikTok.
some information, yeah, misinformation.
Yep.
We catch it.
I was about to write a note like busted TikTok. A lot of this stuff I write has nothing. It's just mostly when like I say. Episode 116. It's at Christmas. We got that holiday
Yeah,
cheer.
Merry Christmas.
What up, Zozo?
It's Christmas
What
Eve.
up, boys?
Looking like the Grinch over there in the
Look at
corner.
him.
I got you kind of greened out
Look
too.
at him.
Kind of looking like the Grinch, dog.
Said, "Hey, wear your Christmas attire."
I forgot what day it was, to be honest. I didn't
He said, "Bah humbug."
I might have to cut that.
even. I'm gonna have to cut that.
I would. Should we just jump into that pop culture?
Yeah, we can hit that pop.
Pop it, baby.
Are you guys gonna see Avatar?
I don't know.
I'm like debating it. Like I want to see it because it's like a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's like 3.5 hours or something.
Yeah, but I liked Avatar.
I did too.
A lot of people didn't like it. I don't like the fact that
Everyone liked it when they saw it in theaters.
everyone liked it, but everyone liked the experience of it. Nobody liked the movie.
Okay.
Like Avatar never became like pop culture. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It never became Titanic or the Terminator or
No.
anything like that. Like it did its thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, that movie is fucking cool, man. The visuals were amazing," and then nobody talked about it ever again except James Cameron. And he's like, I'm gonna make 30 of them, you know. And that's what makes me sad about it is that like he wants to make like 7 of these motherfuckers, right?
And just blow
Like
'em
for
out.
real. And it's like, damn, dude, like this guy's gonna die soon. And
Who, James
not
Cameron?
soon, but like he's old. He's getting old, bro.
Oh, dude, he's got that immortality key, dog.
But I'm just saying though, like he's not making he's never gonna make another movie other than Avatar. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Like that's like you know, like this guy gave us Alien, gave us fucking Terminator, Terminator 2, fucking Titanic, like gave us Avatar, right? Like and he's never gonna do anything different now. Because he's like okay, so they've been
It's probably
filming
'cause he's
they've
like
been
breaking
filming
the ground on like fucking like graphics.
well, yeah, for sure. That's what he's doing. I'm just saying though.
So
It's
he's
just,
working
it
for like
sucks that
Unreal Engine. They have just like a gun to his head. They're like, you got to keep doing this shit.
yeah, it just sucks that we're never gonna get like a different property from him. You know, like taking Avatar and technology in Avatar and putting it towards something like Aliens. You know, like something cool like Aliens or some shit. You know, or like another type of not another Terminator movie, but something like that, like
someone
a
will.
scary action movie. But Cameron does it so well. Cameron knows how to make a great fucking blockbuster. But now all we're stuck with from coming from Cameron is Avatar because they've been working on Avatar 4 for like 5 years, bro, like filming it, right? Or Avatar 2, and he's been filming Avatar 3 along with it so that like there's like kids in it and shit, they don't grow up too much. And then depending on 3 is a sure thing, right? And they're saying that because they don't know how much money was spent on this movie. They're not saying, but people are guessing anywhere between 500 million to 800 million, right? And Cameron came out and said, like, in order for them to continue on with the Avatars, this movie's got to be like the second highest grossing movie of all time, right? Basically, that's what has to happen. And 3 is going to come out, but 4 and 5 depends on how well 2 and 3 do, right? And then depending on how 4 and 5 do, he'll do 6 and 7, he said.
What is
Okay.
going to carry this series on?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, so think about that. His big plan picture is fucking 7 films
Well,
of this.
what if? So in this one, it looks like it's all on Nibiru or whatever. What's it called?
I don't
the-
fucking
the
know.
land?
I don't even remember the characters' names, bro. This movie came out like
Pandora.
13 years ago.
Pandora. Oh, Nibiru.
Dude,
don't
I
know.
think Joe Lama, when I went and saw this with him in theater, Avatar 1, I think he shed some tears during it, man.
I believe it. The first one was powerful.
So yeah, I mean, I want to see it, and I'm debating on like taking Hayden to go see it for like the the experience of it.
to all the
Isn't it like
or-
Fern Gully, kind of?
it is like Fern Gully, but it's better. That's the whole idea.
I was thinking that you weren't gonna need glasses with it.
Yeah,
I think you do. I don't even know. Is it in 3D or
yeah.
what?
And I heard that the 3D is hard to watch because of the frame rate it's filmed at. It's like alternating frame rates or
Okay.
something crazy. So it's like it tricks your eyes if you got weird eyes. I can't really do 3D. I have like a stigma or something.
Yeah, like
or-
pulls them,
astigmatism.
like you feel them being forced.
Yeah,
yeah, it
it-
happens to me too.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Unless it's the ones they made ones that were like a thicker lens, not the fucking like Ray-Ban ones, but there was like these like you had to give them back to AMC.
Okay.
AMC
yeah.
had them.
know
I
what
think
you're
they had them
talking
with Avatar,
about. Okay.
and those ones didn't fuck my head up. And I actually watched Avatar, and I was like, "Oh, this was sick." And I seen it twice in theaters. Once
Yeah.
with ones that made me fucking almost go retarded. like they did. They felt like I was like
you
going
came out of the
cross-eyed.
theater and faces. You
Yeah.
couldn't tell faces and shit.
But then I like the movie even when I watched it.
yeah, I like it too.
When I
Like I
watched
get
it-
people shit on it and like, oh, it's just like Fern Gully, blah blah blah. It's Dancing with Wolves, and it's like cool. Like yeah, that's cool. Those movies are cool too.
Yeah, isn't
You
there
know?
only like 4 stories you can tell or something? There's a theory of that. Like,
Yeah.
you can only tell. There's
So
only
many things.
yeah. There's only so many stories that could be told, so you just have to retell all the same stories,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny or kind of weird.
So I do want to see it. I was just sad that like, because it is a weird. I mean, it is weird that like again, the first movie came out 13 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And like
Do you
all
wanna
of a
go see it
sudden,
on Christmas,
I wouldn't be able to.
you can't take the kids late.
No. Well, first off, Damien
Can't do it.
wouldn't be able to do that.
No?
This movie's like 3 hours, bro. He doesn't even finish any
That's
movie.
true.
He's very picky on movies he'll actually
I
watch.
won't finish this, dog. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'll,
you
I'll
won't
fall
finish it.
asleep for sure.
But it's just sad to me that this is the only thing he's going to put out, most likely now. From
But what I'm saying is he might go back to like the other. He might go back to Earth in the next one to kind of change the feel of it. So you might get like a Terminator feel or like an Alien feel from them like traveling there,
Yeah.
which would be cool. Because this one looks like it's all on that planet.
yeah,
So it'd be cool if he like made these different worlds. He's creating like a prequel or something that shows how the fucking troops actually get to Avatar or what they're like, you know what I mean? Or get to Pandora. Is that what it's called?
It says the moon Pandora.
Pandora, that's pretty, isn't that a Satan thing?
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Pandora's box is a good story. I don't know if it's satanic.
I don't know if it is either.
I think it's Greek mythology.
Okay.
but still, I'm not saying that they're gonna be bad or anything. I'm just saying it would have been cool if we got something game changer again from him.
Unless this is.
It can't be though, because it's the same story. Like it's gonna be the same story. I'm sure that like you're saying, like 3 is gonna be a different story within this universe, and it's gonna feel different. But it's still gonna connect it. It's like I want to see other movies from the Russo brothers other than Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
He wants this to be like Star Wars for the future.
Yeah. Which it could have been. I just think they waited too long. He waited too long.
Yeah, and
Like he let it die down. Like nobody.
like you said, like you don't know
13
the
years?
names of the characters.
I don't know the names. I don't remember
You
that
know
shit.
the land it's on.
Kids don't know what the fuck Avatar is.
Just Googling why did
This is like the first movie for them.
long pre-production state.
Well, it's because of the effects. He wanted the effects to upgrade and shit. He's working on tech. He literally is developing technology for these films.
That's what James Cameron does. That's what he did for Titanic. That's what he did for.
He's a blockbuster, absolute blockbuster genius. He's an action blockbuster genius. Like he knows the formula. He fucking, he did it with fucking Terminator, like the first Terminator, dude. Like when the first Terminator came out, like people were like, "What the fuck is this? This is crazy." And then came out with 2. 2's like the best fucking action movie ever made, hands down.
Did he do Alien?
He did Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned Aliens from a sci-fi horror into a sci-fi action.
Yeah.
So they used Unreal 4 for the first Avatar.
I'm telling you, dude, he's fucking doing
He's
some
probably
shit
using
for
Unreal 5.
He's doing
Unreal
some shit
5's
for
out
like the
already.
metaverse. Okay, he's like the side hustle. So outside of pop culture, back into random shit.
Like for the CIA and shit.
yeah, he's like developing this technology.
He's like Kubrick.
Have you looked at like Unreal Engine, like that shit, like the
Unreal 5.
gaming,
There's a
the
lot of-
gaming
Yeah.
graphics?
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of games
people
are
like
coming out with it.
turn like Zelda and shit. They put Zelda in it or like Pokemon and shit in it.
dude, you
And
put
it's just
the
like holy shit. Like
you
why
put
isn't
the-
this everything?
headset on, dude, you're gone.
You're gone.
You're
Yeah.
gone.
So this
Yeah,
is
we're
basically
not
gonna
allowed
be
to have
me
that
and,
in my
like,
household. Melissa won't allow it. I'm not allowed to get a VR.
That's good. It's a base move by your wife.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like firm on it too. Like not allowed to
I'm kind of like that.
have it.
Dude, I was dude, I fucking saw these cell phones coming, dude. I know I'm taking credit, but I seen this shit happening. Like, and I was scared of it. I was
Your
scared.
worst fears have been realized.
and I got fucking sucked into it.
Yeah.
I didn't
have
know. Remember when I would say everyone was in the glow? I didn't keep a cell phone because I was too drunk to have like a smartphone. I was too drunk to have a phone that was worth a damn because I would lose my phone consistently. And then when I seen everyone, it started with the sidekicks,
Yeah.
and then it like went to the smartphones, and everyone was in the glow. And I used to say, "Oh, dude, you're in the glow." Like everyone just be like chill. I seen it happening, and I was like, dude, I'm not doing that.
And then all of a
I'm
sudden,
not doing that. And then I was like, you can get pussy with it.
that's what made the change for him right there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I feel like I didn't watch porn on my phone until like
Later.
Like last year.
5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could do this on your phone?
amazing.
This is wild. Do you remember when Jeff had his phone on tour? The the Android?
Yeah.
It was like the first smartphone we'd ever seen. And we were like, holy shit. We were like, can get on, like, let me get on that. I can get on my Facebook or whatever it was. Like,
Yeah.
what would it have been when we were on tour? Facebook, probably?
Yeah.
Facebook. Which like 09
The tour.
mustache tour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, not that would have been like Facebook.
Yeah.
MySpace too, but
MySpace?
MySpace
yeah.
is still a thing, but
Because we were updating the show. I was like, dude, this is amazing. We can update the shows. We can do like, we were just like just floored with this technology.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
But
probably.
then on our other tours before that though,
You had the sidekick.
me and Dan had sidekicks,
Yeah.
and I was able to fucking go on Messenger and shit.
And people got straight
Or
retarded on those
MySpace.
things, dude. They were just like,
I remember.
I loved the
I remember
sidekick,
that.
bro.
Jake was full on.
I
full
loved it.
Full on vaccinated on that motherfucker.
Loved it, man. To
Yeah.
this day, like it was like my favorite.
I mean,
phone.
most of me not having one was an envy of like my hate to it was mostly envy related. I'm sure, like being like, oh, I can't have a. I was broke.
No, it's because you talked shit about it, and now you couldn't.
I couldn't afford
You
it.
couldn't. No, you just couldn't. You couldn't go against your own word on it.
That too.
You're like,
sure.
fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Talk shit. It's pretty cool.
I wasn't about, or I was all about George Bush when George Bush was the president, just because no one liked George Bush. It's like a contrarian,
A rabble rouser.
a rabble rouser.
Yeah.
But I saw it
Speaking of
coming.
Nazis, I watched Fury again. I really like that movie, man. I really do. It's an entertaining movie, and it's really like absurd too.
What do you mean?
Like when you
absurd?
really break it down, it's like
like comic book?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very common. It's like 300 or some
Yeah.
shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a 300 war film.
Which is
But
why
that's
it's
what's
sick.
awesome about it. And like all the reasons people shit on it is because of like its inaccuracies and stuff, and like the whole 30 minutes. I don't know. I say the majority of the movie feels very probable, right? But then the last 30 minutes, which is the gunfight or like the tank scene, right? Where they're
But that's
holding
what makes
off.
it a movie.
That's it is ridiculous, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's what makes it fucking fun,
Yeah.
you know? And like just the idea that these 5 guys in like a broken down tank could take
Hold
down
on.
a battalion of fucking like 300 SS officers, you know, and they really make them like they make these SS officers kind of like stupid. You know, it's like those guys weren't fucking stupid. Like those guys were like Marines
Shut
or
up,
some
bro.
shit. You know, I'm just saying. Like
That's what
they
you
weren't
wanna
like
feel
just
like.
some easy enemy. You know, fucking like they're just like slaughtering them. They're like, "Fuck you, you pigs," you know, and just slaughtering them like fucking nothing. It's like no, those were like basically like weren't the SS officers like the Marines of them and shit. You know, like like 20 of those guys would have took that tank down like in like 10 minutes. You know, but anyways,
America.
it's a fun movie though. It's like, you know, it's really fun, and like the character like Shia and fucking the other guy from Wolf of Wall Street, what's his name? The Punisher guy. Go down.
Oh, the guy who he did the interview with recently? That
Who?
guy?
Yeah, it's
John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Like him and even the other like the whole tank. The whole tank is like their characters and shit is really good, and I really love the
I love that movie.
It's a great fucking
Yeah,
movie,
it's a good
man.
one.
It's a great fucking movie. I don't care how You know, you
I didn't know people
with-
really shat on.
Oh yeah, like people shit on it because I mean, you get all those World War II snobs come out with movies, you know,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
just
yeah.
that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That would have never shot like that, you know.
Yeah.
Those things, bullets
They
wouldn't
weren't-
look like
they
that, and
weren't
it's like
claiming
fuck
to
off,
make
dude.
it like some
you,
fucking
you-
super.
You're not understanding art. Like who are you to say what that would have looked like to somebody who was there? You know what I'm saying? Like someone who experienced that and might have saw like the action that was happening, how this movie portrayed it. It's like it's as if like, you know, if I were to say, all right, I want to film somebody hitting a snowboard booter, right? A jump on a snowboard, and I want to portray how I felt when we were hitting booters, right? But I want to portray that on film. Like I would make it like I would put it in slow motion, you know,
And you'd
and
have
like
someone sick
the
at it.
guy, you get someone sick at
do it
it,
big.
you know, or like it would just look bigger than it was and
Yeah.
everything like that because I would be portraying how it felt to me, how the experience felt to
Even
me,
though you went like
you know.
2 feet over the booter.
Yeah, you know.
And held your tail for a second.
Held it to, yeah, you know.
But you'd make it like long and drawn out.
Yeah,
and
because that's how it
tweaked and-
feels
yeah,
when
for
you're
sure.
doing it. But that's not the reality of it. So
Yeah.
who's to say that, you know, the bullets didn't look like fucking lasers to people?
Yeah, and they,
You know.
and those people will be like, yeah, and there was a death.
Okay.
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 The only scene
But-
that makes me uncomfortable is the part in the house.
No, that part's amazing.
Makes me uncomfortable.
It's amazing because it comes out of nowhere.
What part in the house?
When he goes, when Brad Pitt
basically-
and the young
yeah.
kid go into the two German girls' apartment, and he has them. Brad Pitt starts taking he starts cleaning himself. He has them make eggs, and then the young kid, he tells the young kid to take the girl into the bedroom,
Oh, I love that part.
Not
and he's like,
you like John
he's-
Bernthal comes in and then it
that.
gets uncomfortable.
Then the rest of the
Yeah.
they're sitting down eating
Yeah.
the stuff they made, and then the rest of the crew comes in.
And Brad Pitt's like, you guys gotta kick it, right?
Well, no, he doesn't.
No,
He
doesn't
lets
say
it happen.
anything. Yeah.
He lets it unfold. They come in and they start acting like animals and shit. And that's what that scene is showing.
Yep.
So it's showing because throughout the movie, Brad Pitt will go off to the side and after being a hard ass
I know what
and
you mean.
he'll break
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
You know. So at that moment when they get into town, he saw the women up there. And that's when he tells the kid to come with him because he's seeing an opportunity to feel human again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brad Pitt's character, who's been in this, who many, it's not said how long he's been there, but people suspect that he's like a World War I vet, maybe, possibly.
Okay.
You know, because of his age and everything like that, and the fact that he knows German. But anyways, he grabs the kid and tells him to come with him. The reason he has the kid come with him is because the kid is still innocent. You know what I'm saying? The kid hasn't been through the shit like they all have.
Yeah.
'Cause they've been in it since the beginning. They've been through Africa and Paris and everything like that. So he brings the kid with them because the kid is still innocent, and that's what he's going up there for, is to
Protect them.
to go into this world of normalness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why he showers and eats. And then
he doesn't boot him out.
no, they come in. He gives them a hard time at first.
Yeah.
And they're all drunk and shit, and they're all like pissed at him for like abandoning him and coming up to this nice thing.
Oh,
Wh-
not
and he
sharing that
brings the
shit.
new
Yeah,
guy, you know.
Yeah.
And it is confusing because you're like, why is he just letting them do that? You know,
He's starting to, lose
John
control
Berthal's
almost,
character
yeah.
grabs her egg and licks it, and instead of you're thinking like, oh, Brad Pitt's gonna fucking smack him or some shit, and instead he just switches plates with her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He just quietly switches plates with her, and it's because he's at one point he does eventually he fucking slams it down. He slams down his
and
knife.
they get the idea and they leave.
No, they come. People come in. They're like, "We gotta go. This shit's going on." You know?
Okay.
But they all do shut the fuck up. They know they took it too far.
Okay.
But what that scene is showing is that they've lost their humanity,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And he's being understanding of it,
Of them being brutes
of
too.
them being brutes.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
understands it.
Understands why they're in pain and acting that
You
way.
know,
Yeah.
and then he finally loses it because they take it too far, and then the one guy, he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just drunk," you know, and he's like almost about to cry and shit,
Yeah.
because that's what it is, and
It's
that's why
the-
that scene's
the
so
Mexican
good.
guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then it's just fucked. It's so crazy because like that
That's
scene,
a great scene.
so
It makes
good.
me uncomfortable. I didn't say it was a bad scene.
Yeah.
It's just I
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable.
You're
when John
supposed to.
You
Bernthal-
get that
yeah.
like secondhand embarrassment. Almost
Yeah.
feeling.
It's like I don't know. It's just a tense scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's a
You're
tense
seeing
scene.
I have
these
to see it.
humans
I have
without.
to watch it again. I've watched it a million times.
And then another thing that happens is that he tells the girl, he goes, take that girl, she's young and clean, take her in that bedroom or I will,
yeah.
And so he does, and he's reading her palm, the young kid's reading her palm, Norman, and she doesn't speak English, but he's telling her anyways, and he says, you see this right here, and he points to this line, he's like, you're gonna have one love, true love in your life, and then they end up having sex, and then when they leave, they get bombed,
Yeah, they get blown up. Yeah.
and she dies.
Yeah.
But there was a connection between them. Like it wasn't just,
Yeah,
he's
he wa-
fucking
he
her.
wasn't
Like
rapey,
she was into him and he was into her. And like when they're leaving, he's all like, oh, I'll write you. Let me write you. But he gets dragged out.
Yeah.
And she's kind of grabbing for him. And then she fucking dies.
Yeah.
Only one love in her life.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
It is a fucking great movie,
It's like
man.
in the sense of like the comic book aspect, it's like a good graphic novel.
Yes.
Do you know
and
what
it's
I mean?
fucking
It's
gritty.
like it's real where it needs to be real.
Yeah.
It's big and like the story's huge and there's a lot of emotion
Right.
where it needs to be.
Yep. It's just like, I don't know, and everybody does a great job.
That's
dude.
what our
Like,
grandpa
Shia's
did,
fucking
too.
awesome in it.
Our grandpa was
Tank.
he was in a tank. He was deaf as fuck from it.
I believe
'Cause,
that.
yeah,
It's
there's-
so loud. There's nothing you can do. You know?
Yeah.
They didn't even wear ear protection probably back then.
I mean, they might. No, I don't think they did.
The battle against the tiger is fucking awesome. Like it's like super intense. So like it explains it in the movie, but it's a well-known fact that the Germans' tanks were fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
their Tiger tank would like take out fucking 6 fucking Sherman
Dude,
tanks.
German engineering, bro.
It's
All right, calm down.
So I
all
got
right?
that Sennheiser.
Yeah, we talked about German engineering, but yeah, and so there's a scene where 4 tanks go after or are attacked by one tiger, and it gets fucking, it's intense.
It's like
You're
if
like,
it-
oh shit,
if
is
it
this gonna
comes in-
happen?
Doesn't it roll into the scene kind of like a bad guy, like a final boss?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like a final boss
Like a
scene.
final boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a great watch, man.
Oh, yeah.
Don't watch it if you're need to do a report on fucking World War II.
No, what?
But yeah, watch Fury. Fucking great movie. Let's see. Did I watch anything else?
Any Christmas movies?
What was the last Christmas? We watched Jingle All the Way, which is okay.
We just watched that too.
It's all right.
It's good. It's silly. It's Sinbad's fucking hilarious in it.
Sinbad is good
Sinbad's
in it.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious in it.
Sinbad is good in it.
And what's his name? Phil Hartman. Or not Phil Hartman. Is it Phil Hartman?
Phil Hartman.
Yeah, Phil
Yeah.
Hartman. He's funny as fuck in it too.
Yeah,
He's very
fucking
funny.
so creeper.
Oh, dude, he's so
he's
sweet.
so creeper.
Yeah, he's the best. He's
Man.
the best in it.
That's a fucking. I remember I was at grandma's when that came on the news.
That he got killed
Yeah,
by his wife.
that stuck with me
Yeah.
because it was like shocked me. I was like, what? This guy's wife shot him
Yeah.
and shot
Murder-suicide,
herself.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
And he was on. I mean, he was just blowing up then too.
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, we were
I
young.
mean, Phil Hartman. He's been big, but he was like blowing up. Like I think he was gonna be like, father. He was probably gonna get a sitcom and like.
yeah.
He was on news radio and shit.
okay.
But
You guys talk
Yeah, he's always great in his roles.
yeah, he's great. I shouldn't say he's been blown. He was big at that point for sure. But
But he never had like his own thing.
no, he's kind of always. He might have been the lead of news radio. I don't think so, actually. News radio is the show that Rogan was on too. Andy Dick, Rogan.
Oh, he co-wrote Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I didn't know that. I didn't even know he was in that. I didn't know that was him. He looks so different.
Yeah,
Young.
I guess he's been doing it for a minute. Was he a stand-up?
I don't know. He's Saturday
Or
Night
was he
Live,
Saturday
wasn't
Night
he?
Live, yeah.
Was he Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We already talked about that. Yeah, I think Jingle All the Way was all we
That's all I watched too.
watched. Tell you this though, and I mentioned this, and I'm always going to mention this on every one of our Christmas episodes. You need to watch Klaus on Netflix. All right, you either watch it Christmas Eve or you watch it fucking Christmas Day. Klaus. All right.
I just when he was searching it, all that came up on the fucking search bar was Klaus Schwab's early life.
Right. 2019 animated movie on Netflix. Hands down one of the best Christmas movies I've seen in fucking
Man,
since
you
I
always-
was young,
You
man.
always talk about this
Because it's fucking good. What did it get? What's it got? It's got an 8.1. That's a fucking high rating.
for an animated movie.
That's a
too?
high rating, and I think that's low. It should be at least an 8.5. But that's a high fucking IMDb rating right there, 8.1, and it deserves it because it's fucking great, man. And it's like it's not like a kid's like my kids. I don't even think my kids watch it.
Yeah, you just watch it.
I just watch it every Christmas now, and it's become a tradition.
Really that good, huh?
Yeah, it's really fucking good. And if you don't know what it's about, it's about Jason Schwartzman plays this like this postmaster's son, like the post office postmaster. Like he plays his son, and he's like, he's like rich. He's like a rich asshole.
Yeah,
He's like a fuck off.
Yeah.
Because he's just his
dad
daddy.
was
His
rich.
daddy carries him, right? But he is a postman worker, right? But he just doesn't do shit. And then his dad gets fed up with it and was like, "No, you got to have your own route now, or I'm cutting you off from everything, And so he's like, "What?" He's like, "Make your choice. Like, either you do this job, or I'm cutting off all finances to you." And he's like, "All right, I'll do the job." And so his dad sends him to this like fucking island or some shit, like this place, this real dark and cold place. And it's like he gets there, and this town is just all these people do is there's two families that live in this town, and you're either on this side of the family or you're on this family side, and they battle and they all just fight and try to kill each other, like all the time. Like that's what the whole town does. Like that's all it's about is like them killing other people that are on, the other family, part of the other family, right? And so it's just like a miserable town, and
Okay.
he starts setting up this. He's trying to set up he's got to hit a goal. He's got to deliver so many letters in order for him to be accomplished, and his dad not cut him off by a certain time. So he's trying to figure out how to like deliver letters, but nobody mails anything because they're all they do is try to kill each other, right? So nobody's like mailing anything, and so he figures out a way to like get toys. He figures out how to get kids to write. I don't want to give too much away, but like he basically discovers this guy that lives in the woods, right? Whose wife and kid died, and he makes toys. And he saw that this kid got a toy from him once, and he basically he makes it so these kids say, "Oh, hey, this guy will get you a toy if you write him a letter," right? And he's just scamming the kids so that he can mail letters. Does that make sense?
Is this a Santa origin story?
It's a Santa origin story, but it's not about Santa. It's about how the myth of Santa develops.
Okay.
Okay, because he's getting kids to write letters to this guy, and then he convinces this guy who's a toy maker. He's like, "Hey, if these kids write a letter, will you give me a toy and I'll go put it in their house?" And he starts doing that, and it starts picking up, and everybody in the towns, all these kids start taking it fucking serious. And so he starts needing help, and so he has the guy actually come and start helping him do it, like deliver the toys and shit. And then it just becomes, from there, it just keeps spiraling. It keeps snowballing. But it's really just a really good fucking movie, man. And the animation in it's really cool.
Did you know that this guy's the guy who did
I know.
Treasure Planet?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Treasure Planet?
Yeah.
What'd he do? Oh, he's the animator on
Yeah.
films. It's Treasure Planet.
Wow.
There you go.
Remember, we were just
Good
talking
show,
about
or-
Treasure Planet. Was it Treasure Planet?
Me and you were. I don't think Enzo was here.
Oh, Enzo wasn't here for that
yeah,
one.
yeah. We were saying how it's considered really good, and neither of us ever heard of it.
No, it's been suppressed.
So yes, listener, and you guys watch it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, Christmas morning.
Yeah,
Put it on. Just put it on. Watch it. Like I said, my kids don't even fuck with it because it's
Too
not
heavy.
like a kids thing.
Yeah.
I mean, kids can watch it, but it's not. And Jason Schwartzman's great in it.
Jay Schwartzman's really.
He's very every time I'm watching it, I keep thinking that it's David Spade.
okay.
He's very David Spade in it. His character, like you're gonna think, oh, this is David Spade from fucking Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
That's what his character is very like.
Okay.
You know.
I restarted it. So it was.
So, yep,
going slow.
Klaus on Netflix.
Yeah, that looks good. Or it sounds good. It sounds cool.
Yeah, it is. Norm Macdonald does the voice. J.K. Simmons is basically Santa Claus.
Dude, Norm Macdonald's the best, dude.
Yeah, his character's cool. Like
He's the best.
It's like a mysterious character that like pops in and out.
Yeah,
And always has these like one-liners and shit. Very Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. Do you ever get Norm Macdonald clips on your TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the best, dude. He knows too.
I do.
He knows.
I do.
Theme of the show, the unspoken.
The unspoken.
That is a good one.
Do they make Santa like mystical?
No.
No.
No. Like,
They don't
I
play
mean,
into,
there
like, the
is
shaman?
there is some mysticism to it.
Yeah.
Like, but it's very small. It like he gets signs from his wife. You know, like the wind will pick up.
Okay.
He'll ask a question, the wind picks up. But
This is
no,
like pagan Santa?
he's just like he's like a giant woodsman guy that lives in the fucking woods up in this mountain, and he used to make toys, so he's got a whole bunch of toys, but he's like super depressed.
Okay. Because his wife died, right?
Yeah,
Mrs. Claus.
yeah.
Klaus. Is this in Germany?
I don't know. I think it's based off a German.
It seems
Tale.
Seems pretty German. Sounds German.
Yeah, just watch that shit. And find
Yeah.
out.
That's cool.
Don't skip out on it.
I have
Yeah.
been.
Maybe
Because
I
you've been
will.
talking about it for 3 years on this. So.
I know you have. You never watch it.
No. 2 years on this, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found out. So I'm on my TikTok. You ever get those like those ones where it's like some guy goes up and says, "How much do you pay for rent in New York?" or
Yeah.
"How much do you pay in California?" And then
Yeah.
the people are like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you."
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
like it's like home.
It's like a little
HGTV
Cribs
kind of thing. Yeah,
like a little Cribs, but
That's
on
a better-
TikTok.
Yeah.
So one came up, and they were in California, and it was this dude, and it was like this hippie-looking guy, and he's like meditating, and I was like, oh, I gotta see this, you know. And he takes us into his apartment, and he lives in Venice Beach, and he lives right on the fucking boardwalk, right? So like his back door, his sliding door is like the actual like sidewalk, and then the
Okay.
beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what it walks out to. And he at first I'm like he takes us in. It's like the small apartment, and it's like, oh, he's got surfboards, and he's like, oh, I got a little sauna in here, and I got a little recording booth, and I'm like, dude, this motherfucker's rich.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's this hippie guy? Like,
Yeah.
and he's all like, namaste type shit, and like, you know, I'm like, oh, this guy is like fucking rich, comes
Yeah.
from money somehow, but is acting all hippie and everything. And I'm like, but he sounds really familiar. And then he shows his he's like, yeah, this is my recording studio. And like I said, his apartment's really small. It's like really small, but like he has like a little sauna that's like will fit one person.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he opens up a closet, and it's a recording studio. Like it's just like a closet that's been soundproofed with a nice mic and a nice laptop in it. And he goes, Warner Brothers sent me this. And he's like, this is a Warner Brothers home studio, and I'm like, well, who the fuck is this guy? And you know, he sounds familiar. And I found out that he's the voice of Beast Boy on Teen Titans. The Teen Titans cartoon,
Okay.
right? Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, which my kids like. My kids love Teen Titans Go, and it's a great show. Like it's one of those cartoons like I can watch with my kids.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like,
popular too.
and
right?
I can have you as an adult. You have fun with it, because they make fun of a lot of things and everything like that. And they've like, I brought it up on the show before how they have like, there's a lot of symbolism, but they also say a lot of base shit.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
like talk about flat Earth and shit like that.
Yeah, we've pulled up clips from it.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And I noticed something that when he's talking about his studio, yeah, that's him. He's a lot older looking now, but he when he brings us into the studio, he goes, yeah, they sent me this. He goes at the start of the pandemic,
Oh, really?
and he just slips it in there. Like I had to go back and be like, did he say pandemic?
So he is based.
And he did. He said pandemic. And it was just really cool because I was like, oh, this guy lives in a really small apartment, but he's like rich. He's obviously rich.
Yeah.
And it's like a really cool apartment on this boardwalk, you know?
And it makes you like that show. That how much more?
Yeah, it makes me like it more, you know? And I was like, oh, this guy's
Enzo's
fucking,
gonna check it out.
this guy's fucking base, bro. Like,
It's rare you see that because you thought he was gonna be some like crypto millionaire or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Some guy like
yeah, Greg Sipes. I don't know how to say that. Sipes or Kipes. Greg Kipes.
whoa, dude, Joe.
Yeah, he does the voice in, I think he does Michelangelo in the Ninja Turtles. Let me see. Does he do, see who he does? I bet it's Michelangelo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Is it Michelangelo? Yeah, that Ninja Turtles cartoon is fucking amazing.
It is really good, actually. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's fucking great.
awesome.
And they throw so many Easter eggs in there from the comics and
It's
shit
a
like
weird
that.
animation.
It is a weird animation.
It's like real blocky.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's,
I've watched it.
It's the best Turtles out there.
You put me onto that too, I think.
But yeah, it's just cool to find out because like that's like, you know, Beast Boy is one of the best characters and Michelangelo is one of the best characters.
Yeah, I haven't consumed much pop culture. Just Jingle All the Way.
Mm.
That's it. And played some video games.
Same
Okay.
here. Been gaming a shitload.
Yeah. Got a guitar amp too, so
Yeah,
I've been fucking with just watching YouTube tutorials of this amp.
learn it,
Yeah.
get your tone,
I
find a
like that.
tone.
I like that shit though.
Yeah,
I like,
right.
like learning the gear of like the pros and cons and
He got the Boss Katana.
like doing like a podcast. Like I like looking up the tutorials of like little things that make it easier to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing what you have.
And then
now.
does that have a app for it?
yeah. It had-
So like a software.
yeah,
So when you plug
can
it in.
record like USB direct from it.
No, I'm saying so like yeah, I'm sure
it has
yeah.
a tone lab.
A tone lab. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's like a software, a download.
Yeah.
You can control the amp from that. That was kind of a pain in the ass with it. Was like getting like all the updated versions. Like,
Did you already plug it in?
I felt like a hacker doing it. I was like, had to push like buttons and like reset the amp, and it was kind of complicated.
That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I didn't get it.
I get it.
You know.
But it's supposed to be. I mean, it's a perfect little practice amp. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You can just jam quietly with full tone. There's not much I really expect out of it. I mean, you could gig with it too. Like the clean channel's good, and if you ran like pedals through it,
Yeah.
you know, it would be fine.
You said the only thing you didn't like was that it doesn't have a loop.
It doesn't have an effects
effects
loop,
loop,
so
yeah.
you can't use a looper with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
And I think they do that with all those modular amps. Is I think like until you hit the 100 watts.
Do you know what you do though? You just fucking run your clean channel and you use like pedals. Like
Yeah, if you were gigging or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or if you
100%.
if you
Yeah.
absolutely need a
Yeah.
looper. But like we were talking like us like if because I can't my amp doesn't have a effects loop either, and we both have 50 watts. But if I wanted to do a loop now, I would just open up like GarageBand or something.
yeah, you
And
could
create a
loop that
loop,
way
you
for
know.
sure. Yeah. You could use a looper on it if you have
Yeah.
if you have external pedals.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like this amp isn't like
But
all these modded amps. They're not gonna be your end all to guitar. Like it's not gonna solve.
Those amps are so you don't have to have pedals though.
No,
you know what I'm
like,
saying?
You have
Like-
quick access to like
Exactly.
to like the simple pedals, the ones you need.
Yes.
Like a delay and this and that. Like I have a delay. I have a good delay. I have a overdrive. I have all that shit that I
Mhm.
need. So
Exactly.
I could still potentially use that amp as a good sounding stage amp
Yeah.
too.
But like they're great because you don't need to. You can have that amp in your living room
And still have
and
access to
have
everything.
all the effects on board.
I think you go like into an iPad or like a tablet
like one-
if it has a USB. So you
Okay.
just have a little tablet that like you can fuck with your tone.
Yeah.
If you're like a gearhead like that too, you can fuck around with like all the presets, and there's downloaded packages and shit like that. There's a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
You can get like all these guys' tones and
Right.
same as your amp.
Yeah, I need to like 10 times more than my amp.
Yeah,
my amp
yeah.
is very basic. My
Yeah.
amp is perfect for someone like me who I don't care to sit down and
How
find
much
my tone.
more is that than your amp?
I-
It's
I think it's-
relatively cheap. It was like
I think it's cheaper than
$230
my amp.
$230 for that little guy.
Look up Fender Mustang LT50.
Same price.
Same price.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My amp is like the Apple.
Sure.
Yours is like an Android.
Yeah. Ableton to fucking GarageBand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's very user friendly.
Yeah, the interface is very Ableton-y for this. Like it's
Okay.
like it's
Yeah.
not I'm not familiar with it. It's really
Yeah.
kind of
Like-
off-putting.
Like your amp is for like a guitar, like it's like you know guitar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what you want. You know what you like.
I think the speaker's really good in that amp too.
The Boss Katana.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
think the
No, it
speaker
is.
is
That's
like-
why guitar players love it.
Yeah.
It's because it sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
You know.
It's got a
But to
nice-
me, it doesn't
No, I mean
sound any like. I mean, it sounds good, but I'm just saying like
You don't need it.
most amps to me are gonna sound
yeah.
good.
You put a mic up to that, I think it'd be nice though. I actually want to do it. I'm excited to mic it and
Right.
do a little recording with it. Because using that fucking once again while recording that amp with because this amp has like a wattage knob on it, so you can change it from 0.5 to 25 watts to 50 watts.
Yeah.
So when you record, you don't have to record full volume because you're not missing out on tone.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's huge.
Right.
Because with regular amps, like a tube amp or even just any solid state amp,
But would you mic it or would you just go
I do
USB?
both.
Do both?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a direct line, and then you can. There's a lot of options with it.
I was learning a lot about the use of tambourine, like putting, like they say, like put a tambourine in like a chorus,
Oh yeah.
right?
dude. And then
Or
turn it
just
all the way
or
down.
anything that you need like a little bit more energy for.
Yeah.
You put a tambourine, just a basic fucking tambourine, and you're just
do it on
not
the fours.
you're not focusing on
twos.
it in the mix. You just have it there.
Yeah.
And it livens it up. And then another thing is, especially in like pop punk, is the use of I sent it to you, the certain organ sound,
Oh, I'm sure.
or yeah, I think it's an organ,
To like beef up
Um,
the chords.
beef up the chords and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it was once I heard that, I was listening to "Damn It," and I'm like, holy shit, there's fucking
Piano,
organ in
yeah,
this
some
in the
sort of organ.
chorus.
Yep.
And it's like so like you're not hearing, like you really got to listen for it, you know.
I feel like another trick is a cowbell on a snares.
Yeah.
Or just on, I think just on the 4-beat. I think we did it for Seven Birds. We did it for one of the recordings. Groovebox had it, put us onto it. Sean, in particular, the drummer. He was a drummer. He just had John hit a fucking cowbell on the fours, and it's just like what you do is you just put it down in the mix, and it makes you like subconsciously like catch the groove. So you can have some wild shit going on over top of it, but you know, makes the normie just vibe. Yeah. The normie.
Layman.
I have to pee. Did we lose everybody on the guitar talk, you think, maybe?
No. Shouldn't.
Comment what your favorite guitar amp is.
Let Jim know what your favorite amp is. What about you, Enzo? You watch? You do anything?
Just been
Pop
gaming.
culture?
Not really.
What are you gaming?
This game called Path of Exile. There's a new league started for it, like a couple days ago or a week ago or something, and we play hardcore. Me and a bunch of my buddies.
What type of game is this?
It's like an action RPG. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler. I mean, you could kind of almost look at it like Pokemon, but there's no Pokemon. It's but it's
Okay.
similar kind of thing, like leveling up, strengths.
Bring it up.
weaknesses
Let me
of your-
see. Let's see. Let me see what you're talking. What's it called?
It's called Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. Huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's find some gameplay.
Path of Exile. Okay, so what? It's kind of like a Is it like like a star or whatever type game or
What do you mean, Star?
God, what was that game called? What is this like? Is this like what Diablo's like?
Yeah, it's like Diablo. This
Okay.
is basically Diablo competitor, I guess you could say.
Right.
So you play with a bunch of people, and it's a super long game, very hard. Your build or your character that you make can be like any type of character. So if you're like, all right, I want to use flames, I want to make my guy like super tanky so that he can take all this damage. That's kind of like how Pokemon is, you know? You have like one Pokemon that can do one thing, one that
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
another. So you kind of
So you build a team.
you build a guy. Well, your guy you build.
You build your guy, but you want
Other
your
players.
team. You want the team to have other
yeah, attributes.
abilities. Yeah.
Like one is a healer, one's damage dealing, one's this. So
Right.
anyways, you play this super long fucking game, but we're playing it in this mode called hardcore, where if you die one time, it's just it. You're done. You can't play with your friends anymore. You're out. Like that character's done with. So it makes it more intense, and everyone's kind of like trying to help each other, because it's like if one person dies, and it's like very easy to die. Like if you literally lose focus for even like a half a second or a second, like you look away from your screen, or you can step on like a trap or something that can easily just like one shot kill you.
Okay, I
So
gotcha.
it's everyone's like very into that right now.
You still playing that Tataria game, or what's it called?
Tarkov?
Tarkov.
Yeah, there's a new update and a new wipe, new map coming in the next week or two. So I'm probably gonna switch back over to that.
Right on.
I usually only play it in the beginning of the wipe because that's when like everyone
Wasn't Call of Duty supposed to come out with their version of it, or are they still?
they did
They
and
did.
They did.
Yeah.
Enzo's
And
been about it.
I played
how
it.
is it? How is it doing though? Is it people liking it? And-
It's not like people like it. It's popular because Call of Duty is popular, but I don't think they really hit it out of the park with what they should have. They made more of a game mode than a full-fledged game.
okay.
You know, like I was expecting different maps, like day and night cycle to be changing as time changes in the game.
So
weather, all this shit.
with Call of Duty's release of that type of game, did that affect Tarkov at all, or is Tarkov still?
Not
bumping?
really. They're just two totally different games. Like Tarkov's all about like simulation, hardcore, and it's
I
Yeah.
thought Call of Duty was copying Tarkov, and that's what they were planning on doing.
That's
was
what I
like
was
ripping
hoping.
off. Okay.
I mean, Jim played it. The gameplay loop is similar to Tarkov, but it's just watered down. Like you can only carry like 3 or 4 items.
But Tarkov's still kind of like, is Tarkov like independent?
Yeah, it's an indie studio.
It's an indie studio.
Yep.
So, but are they? Is it gaining traction?
I mean, I think it's getting more popular. They had
I think
200,000
it's pretty niche though. Like
for PC only.
I
So
just think that style of gaming is kind of niche.
Yeah.
Like it's for like hardcore gamers, and
I'm just saying they're not
Which I
losing.
am.
Like they're going to be
Yeah.
able to continue on, right? Like they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing well.
Tarkov, they're just dropping the
keep their servers going
people
and shit.
didn't want
Yeah.
Call of Duty to be that. I don't think.
exactly.
That's
COD
what
players
really
didn't
happened.
want it to be.
No.
Didn't want that.
They didn't
Yeah,
want.
I
Tarkov.
thought because you guys talked about it before. Or
Oh,
something,
I was
and
stoked, bro.
I thought
it was going to be the
I
direct
thought they
competitor.
saw Tarkov was gaining popularity and like, oh shit, like we need to,
They did for sure.
we need to
Yeah.
make something like that, and that's
Well-
what they
Yeah.
were doing was coming out with
and
like
Apex, because I
Oh.
think Apex
I
kind of-
guarantee you, Apex will have an extraction shooter or game mode coming.
Apex will probably do it better because Apex is
it'll
already
be a
like,
different style.
in that looting realm, and like a lot of people I know that like play Call of Duty, like especially like the bros, like I know like the hockey bros and shit, because Call of Duty is kind of bro game.
It's more mainstream.
It's a bro game too. It's I mean,
Okay.
doing first person shooters is like a bro kind of. It's like the most douchiest gaming you could do.
Okay.
This
You
is
know.
why Jim likes it.
Sure.
It's the only type of gaming Jim gets
Sure.
into.
True. It's very true.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know,
Hey, I understand.
all good.
I know what I am.
I respect it. I respect it. You know,
But no, like the bros that like, I'll be like, "Did you try DMZ, which is the mode on Call of Duty?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, there's just like you have too much stuff. You have to be like have like." It's
All
like
these
it's like a
AI.
mouse and keyboard game too, because you have to like access your backpack,
Yeah.
and while you're
You
playing,
just want to run around and shoot
you
people.
just want to
Yeah.
run around, shoot people, and win. Like that's what you want
Fucking
to do.
win.
You just want
Slowly
to win,
better on
bro.
PC
You just
all
want to
around.
win. That game it's too tactical. It's too
Right.
but Apex is more in that world, like of like it's a looting base. So like you have to like, but it's like quick loot. It's like,
yeah.
it's
I
more
got
bang
you.
bang to you. But you have to like access like manage your backpack and make sure you have enough. Like,
Yeah, like
shit in there.
Tarkov, you gotta like think.
Yeah, you
It's a
probably
lot
got to
slower,
slow play
dude.
that.
And
shit.
your gun is
Yeah.
exactly like what it would
You're
be like
I
in
gotta,
real life.
I gotta hide in this closet for the next 3 hours.
No, look at it. Like your players, they walk. You don't really run because if you run, it makes too much noise. It's
That pisses people off immediately too. It pisses me off playing Apex
Because you want
to
fast.
Call
yeah.
of Duty
Yeah.
because Apex movement is just quicker.
It's like
smoother.
Call of Duty's like the Marvel of fucking gaming,
kind of
Yeah.
first person shooter.
kind of. It's just like this huge company.
Apex
They've
is probably a little more.
And
than that.
Tarkov's like the Christopher Nolan
yeah,
of it.
yeah, absolutely.
you know
absolutely.
what I mean. Like,
On that topic, Christopher Nolan, they dropped a Oppenheimer or whatever
Oh, I see that.
trailer, and supposedly the big, with every Christopher Nolan movie comes the big, like, he crashes a actual World War II plane
Yeah.
or does this.
He actually blew up a nuke in this or something.
He
did.
He recreates a nuclear blast without CGI.
Will you send me that? So I actually kind of. How long is it? Is it a short trailer?
It's not. It doesn't really.
2 minutes.
I haven't seen it yet. Get a little trailer reaction.
What did he do? That thing that he did in China where they like reproduced the sun?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Which that was a fucking crazy clip when I saw it.
Where they control.
It's wild, dude.
Christopher Nolan controlled the weather.
They
for
were like,
this.
Chris, people are starting to talk about how nukes aren't real.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need you to make a movie on
Exactly.
this. After the moon stuff.
We
Or
imagine
before
a
the moon
future,
stuff.
and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it
I already love it. I love the
until
score
they
already.
understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it. Theory will take you only so far. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon. But we have no choice.
Dude, we're gonna be so pro nuke
Oh, yeah.
after this fucking movie.
kidding me? I'm in.
I think I'm already pro nuke.
Yeah. I'm like, don't you dare tell me it's fake, dog.
Ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here.
Oh, this is gonna be great in like IMAX.
Dude, that's gonna be a banger, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be a banger.
That's for real. That's for sure for real. I wonder if
Ever watch the fucking
Did you ever watch
The Revenant?
Tenet? No, not yet.
I never watched Tenet yet.
You've never watched Tenet
No,
yet?
I know I've been
You
slipping.
gotta watch Tenet.
I know
yeah.
I've been slipping.
It's like I said, I don't know if I'll ever watch it again.
Is this actually called Oppenheimer?
It's probably the worst movie by him in my eyes, but it's also awesome because it's his James Bond. That's what it is. It's if he did a James Bond movie.
Sure.
and it's
mean-
fucking super deep and like it's too deep. It's it's too deep and too confusing.
Is it more confusing than Inception?
Oh my god! Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like,
Inception is pretty heavy. Like even on the rewatch.
no, I think I mean, I get what you're saying, but I've just seen it so many times and researched it so much that I like fully understand.
I mean, I don't
Inception
know. Have you
now.
ever heard my theory on Inception?
Yeah, we've talked about
Yeah.
it on here.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm just saying like the like I get what's going on fully, what's going on in Inception when it's happening, But that first time, probably the first like 8 times,
Literally the first 8 times. I
watching
think.
it is like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what the fuck's going on? No, yeah, dude, Tenet's
Way more all over.
wild, bro. I'm not even sure if it makes sense. I've watched like 4 different 25-minute long YouTube videos of them trying to explain the ending, and it's like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I'm kind of convinced that it doesn't make sense, and that he's tricked us all into thinking that it does make sense,
it's
but
a
it really
troll.
just
It's a
doesn't make.
troll of-
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense.
It's like even though it's like his worst, it's like Jackie Brown.
But it's not.
to
Yeah,
Tarantino.
it's
like,
yeah,
Jackie Brown's good.
yeah,
It's his worst movie by far,
yeah.
but it's good.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fucking great movie. The visuals are
Yeah.
great. Like the story is great. It's just too confusing. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing wrong with it.
Ludwig.
But yeah, that fucking Oppenheimer movie looks
Why does everyone seem German? Why does
Fucking-
everything seem German now?
crazy.
Everything I like.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Fucking Hans Zimmer.
They make great shit, man.
Yeah, and when you watch Tenet, just pretend that dude, the black dude, is James Bond. And you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Didn't he have a James Bond bid?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the theory is that he was going for James Bond and he bid for it and didn't get it, and this is what was gonna be.
And I think it was like
His-
heavy rumored that there was going to be a black James Bond.
Yeah,
Some people are saying
I'll,
Idris Elba, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it probably would have been this guy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
it was,
if
you
it was
know.
Nolan's,
Yeah, and this probably would have been the James Bond movie.
it probably would have been so much better than whatever the fuck they do.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. This as a James Bond movie. Okay. So if he would have got the bid,
That's probably why it doesn't
would've-
make sense.
Well, no, I think they would have. I think he would have done this movie, but then the studio, because it's James Bond, the studio would have kind of stepped in, even though they don't step in on Nolan much. I think they would have stepped in and been like, we need to make this a little bit more digestible.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it probably would have actually been even better movie if it was a James Bond movie, for that fact.
Because it would have been
Because it just needs to
easier
be a
follow.
little bit more digestible, in my opinion.
He probably wouldn't have done it though.
No.
So he
No.
probably wouldn't have, folded to that. At least he doesn't seem to do that. He's still is he still shooting in film?
Unless he was told to
he
make
still
this
shoots in
nuke.
film. Yeah.
This nuke movie. He shoots IMAX in film.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
What, Tenet? Tenet's dude, these movies make me as an adult want to like play with my guns. Not I don't have any guns, but like they give me
They
the
all
same-
were lost in a boating accident.
No, I just don't have any because I'm a bitch.
He
But
hasn't bought a gun yet.
but like when I was a kid, I'd watch The Matrix and want to like play with my guns, my toy guns.
Play some airsoft, bro.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like that shit would make me want to like get in a suit and pretend I was fucking.
In the woods, jumping over trees and shooting shit.
Dude, I'm gonna start going to airsoft in a suit.
Do it.
See, well, one person's going
People will probably think
forward,
it's
someone else is going backwards. It's really fucking confusing.
While one story's going forward.
Like someone could be fighting somebody, and that one person is fighting forwardly, and the other person's like fighting backwards. It's really fucking confusing, man.
Does he do reverse stuff like that too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. That's
It's all reverse.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Forward and reverse.
That's cool.
You see the same things play out.
Tenet, it's like a mirror.
Yeah, like one action scene happens, and then later on, that same action scene happens again, but from a different perspective because you're in the perspective of someone going backwards through it, where the first time you were in the perspective of someone going forward.
So is the movie actually called 10?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I mean maybe. Yeah, it could be 10.
Do you know what I mean? The movie's like, because it's like a mirrored image.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you say that, if Tenet actually 10? Is that what he meant the title of the movie?
I don't know.
to
It
be?
could be because 10 could be. Like I said. I
Did you
don't-
see the graphic of how Tenet shows up on the screen?
Does it start with 10?
It's like a mirror,
Oh, okay.
because Tenet is 10
I forget what
in
that's
a mirror.
called.
Like if you split that N in
Yeah.
half, it's 10 in the mirror.
Yeah.
How many films has he made?
A lot.
Am I breaking something here?
Palindrome.
How many movies is it? Is this his 10th movie?
I don't think. Well, let's
Just
go
a
down the line.
palindrome.
Let's see. Okay. God, I can't even think of it. His fucking first
17
one.
movies.
17. Okay,
It's
it's
just
not
a
breaking
palindrome.
anything. It's just a palindrome. Does 10 have anything to do with the movie?
I don't know.
Do you think if you watch the movie knowing that the movie's called 10, it's the
Maybe.
puzzle piece?
Why don't you watch it? And
I'm about to,
fucking
dog.
see.
That's
See if you broke the code. You win a prize.
see, hey, right?
You get to meet. You
Look
get
on
to
the
meet Chris,
internet. Look on the internet, dude. Yeah,
You get to meet his writer brother.
hey, I'll have John Nolan on the show. Hey, if I broke this, look up if I'm the first person. I know I'm not. This is like when you like come up with a cool invention and
First
find
person
it.
that did what?
Just put is Tenet a palindrome?
It is palindrome.
Yeah.
But like, do people recognize that with the movie?
Yeah, that's the whole point. That was the whole thing when it first came out.
Okay.
Everybody was like, "It was a palindrome."
Yeah, because
like,
some's
that's-
going forward, some's going
Everybody
back.
knew it was going to have to deal with time because going forward and backwards.
But do they recognize that Tenet is 10 as
I
a
don't know.
palindrome?
Yes.
They do. There's
It
theories out
says
there.
right here, Tenet is a palindrome.
I understand that everyone gets the movies a palindrome, but do they
But the
understand?
word-
But I don't
the
think it works
word-
like that. Like a palindrome is a word itself that is spelt the same way front as
Yes.
backwards.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So the
but
word is tenant.
when you see
Here,
that
on Reddit.
graphic come
But
out,
maybe it's not a palindrome.
Tenet is a palindrome, not just the word, the whole movie. It starts with this intense battle scene, blah, blah, blah. They figured it out on Reddit.
no,
Well,
but
yeah,
they're not
that's
saying
the-
the movie's called 10.
Yes,
It's not called 10.
but it
Well,
could
Tenet.
be called 10. And everyone thinks it's just a palindrome
Yeah.
because the movie
Everybody
acts
thinks
like a
it's a
palindrome.
palindrome.
'Cause
Yeah,
the movie
but a
acts like
palindrome, it's not like madam.
What does the word
tenant
tenant mean?
is
What does
not,
tenant mean?
Yeah, but Tenet
like
might be.
madam is not mad. It's a word.
No, I
madam.
wanna
It
know
just
the
happens to be
definition
a
of tenant.
palindrome. I don't think it's a word.
It's not a fucking word because
Then
the
it's-
movie's called 10.
Oh, here it is. A doctrine, principle, or position held.
You pin a dog
No,
on
it's
my
not
dog.
called 10. It's called tenet. I don't think that's what a palindrome can be used to do. It's like, well, maybe.
That doesn't relate to the movie that I know of. I mean, again, I don't.
Dude, Nolan wouldn't name the movie like. Well, I guess he named Interstellar.
No, what Jim is saying is that people think that the movie's called Tenet because the word Tenet is acting as a palindrome.
Yes.
All right, because the
Yes.
movie goes forward and backwards like a
Palindrome.
palindrome, right? But what Nolan is actually secretly doing is calling his movie 10, and it's 10 backwards and 10 forward.
Possibly.
You know. I don't know.
And I mean that graphic is what made me do it because it comes out.
Why don't you watch the movie before we come up with theories? Okay.
Hey, fuck it, dude.
Let's do that.
I was onto the cell phones, dog.
Watch the movie before we come up with. I'm not saying
Hey.
your theory's dumb. I'm just
Hey,
saying watch the movie first.
Did I discover germ theory's bunk
I
or
don't-
what, dog?
I don't know.
Did
man.
I? Hey,
I don't know.
Dude's genius.
I don't know. Oh, I watched Black Adam.
oh, someone just told me to watch that.
No,
Yeah,
You don't have to
the
watch
person
it.
that told me to watch it was like, nah,
it's
I'm not
it.
going to.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I'll never watch it again.
Just another DCL.
It's really weird. It's like a rock fucking show off movie, and there's a lot of shit going on right now in the DC world. So I will say,
Why do you say it's a Rock show off movie? Just
It's
curious.
just like, yeah, it's just like The Rock, like
Doing the Rock.
doing The Rock. He does make a good bad guy, though. I will say that. Like, he didn't do bad in it.
Okay.
But and there, so it has Hawkman in it. The dude that I don't even know who this guy is, but the guy that played Hawkman did a really good job. The Hawkman was cool. Like it made me want to like I'd watch a Hawkman movie with this dude. Like he looked really cool. His outfit was really cool. The actor was really good with it. But it's just like really tropey and like fucking
Aldous Hodge is the guy's name. The Hawkman.
really tropey and just doesn't really do much. But so what happened is, okay, so I'm gonna do a little spoiler here, okay? A little spoiler if you haven't seen Black Adam. It's a after credits scene. Spoiler. It doesn't matter anymore, right? Which is what I'm getting into, so it shouldn't upset you. But at the end of the movie, Superman shows up. Henry Cavill shows up.
Yeah.
And because like Black Adam is this like he's like an anti-hero type dude, like he's not good or bad, but he's like I do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
I kill people, nobody can stop me. And at the end of the movie, the lady that controls the Suicide Squad, Waller or whatever her name is,
Yeah, like-
she like contacts him and she's like, you got to stay in that city. If you come out of that city, we'll put you down. Like we're letting you live. And he's like basically like, nobody can stop me. He's like, nobody from this world can stop me. And she's like, well, then we'll send someone not from that world, not from our world. And he's all like, fuck you, like,
Yeah.
who you gonna send? And so Henry Cavill's Superman shows up, right? And that's been a whole debate on whether Henry Cavill's going to do another Superman or not. And so his Superman shows up, and it's like a really different Superman. Like he's like bright. He's got like a curl. His eyes are brighter blue. Like they wanted to like. Basically, what they're saying is, and then Henry Cavill came out and said, "Hey, we're moving forward. I just found out like we're moving forward with the Superman. Like I'm coming back as Superman.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it differently now because people. There's like all this debate on with what Zack Snyder did to Superman. I don't agree with any of it. But like people wanted that fucking like save a cat from a tree Superman. That's what people want.
Okay.
People want bright fucking Boy Scout Superman, right? Which is fine. I like that. But they shit on Snyder because his even Henry Cavill talks shit about how that's not what Superman should have been. And it's like, no, that's exactly what Superman should have been. And all the Man of Steel, when I saw Man of Steel, I thought he's going to become the Superman we want because of everything that happened in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
How he broke the neck, how he demolished the city. That's what's going to turn him into the fucking, truth, justice, the American way, Boy Scout Superman.
Yeah. It's
Because of all the mistakes he
Yeah,
made,
for
right?
sure.
I thought that's always what was going to happen. But anyways, so that's what he appears, and he's like, yeah, we're coming back. And then like 2 weeks later, just recently, I guess they hired James Gunn that did Guardians.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn is now in control of the DC universe and Warner Brothers. Okay? And one of the first things he did was basically fired Cavill.
Really?
So like right after they announced Cavill's coming back, like 2 weeks later, Cavill made a post saying, I had to talk with James Gunn. They're moving forward without me.
So is The Witcher, isn't that?
And so I'm getting there. He's like, basically, he was like, it's kind of like the message he put out was like, I got fucked. And he's been getting fucked for ever since,
Who? Superman?
Henry Cavill,
Henry Cavill?
with Superman. He's been
Okay.
getting fucked. Like that, like BV Superman or BVS, Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Like that should have never been a thing, right? It should have went Man of Steel, Man of
Justice-
Steel,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Steel 2 should have came out, but the theory is that the studio got involved and they were like, okay, you got to put Batman in this, and that's why that happened. But anyways, back to Cavill. So he comes out and he's like, I got fucked. James Gunn's going a different route. He's basically rebooting the whole universe, starting with Superman, and I guess they're talking. They want to people. He wants to go younger, so people are suspecting like the
Smallville?
Batman. No, like the Batman, probably like year 2 or something.
Okay.
You know, he's probably gonna be like gay and weak, like really. So here's another thing though.
No
Cavill.
lie there either.
No, honestly, Cavill's getting just shit on in general, like not getting hired for things in Hollywood a lot, and it's suspected that's because he's being he's embodying like masculine toxicity, toxic masculinity. You
Is
know,
he based?
kind of. So
Yeah.
he was starring in this show called The Witcher, which is like a book in a video
It's
game.
a video game, very popular video game story.
book,
or
too.
Series. Yeah, I guess.
And his whole thing was he just quit. He walked away. They're coming out with season 3 or some shit, and he quit because, and this is happening in the world of like fandom with all these properties. The writers and everything of the show, they don't give a fuck about the property.
And the lore and shit.
They don't give a fuck about the lore or the property. They're all these like young fucking hip woke motherfuckers that want to take it and put their own agenda into it
Just
and
like Lord of the
use it,
Rings.
like Lord of the Rings and everything. And that's what we're seeing is happening with all these properties, right? They're getting bought, and then the writers don't care about them. They don't have passion for them. And so there's an interview where he's talking about, and if you don't like it, you're a toxic fan, right?
Yeah.
You're a toxic fan, you're a bigot, you're racist,
It's happening
whatever.
in video games too.
And he came out saying like, no, like fans are allowed to, they have the right to not like this shit. Like he's like, it's not, he's like, if they don't like it because it's not following what they know of it, it doesn't follow the game or the book. He's like, that's not toxicity. He's like, that's passion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
they're not
he's
white
like,
supremacist. Because of
yeah.
it.
So he's coming out he's like really for the fan right now, and because he was really into The Witcher and he's really into Superman, and he's like coming out standing for the fan because all these companies like Amazon and fucking Netflix, they're blasting us, the viewers. Like in all these articles, they're putting out articles and stuff saying how like, oh, we don't like Star Wars because we're racist. We don't
Yeah.
like Lord of the Rings because we're racist and sexist.
Yeah. Has nothing
You
to
know?
do with the fact that you're making shit products.
Destroying our
It-
all our
yeah, it has
cultural
nothing to do with the
icons and
fact
shit.
that you're hiring these fucking lesbian
stories.
fucking like wino fucking preachy motherfuckers to write this shit that they don't care about.
Yeah. They just want to write new shit. Which
They
is
they
fine.
want to take it and write their own fan fiction.
Yeah.
And people, fans of Witcher, don't want to see fan fiction
No,
of Witcher.
they
They
wanna
want to
see The
see their
Witcher.
game put on fucking screen in
Yeah.
live action. You know,
Yep.
I
Or
want to
at
see
least like true to that universe and the lore and shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's everything, right now.
Henry Cavill's gonna do Warhammer 40K.
So he's kind of based. Yeah, drop my shit.
You stuck over there?
So he is a little based in that, and he's he's this big dude, big, strong,
Oh, yeah.
So the theories in like the more
Strong
conservative
white man.
fandom is
they don't
that
like it.
they're gonna like kind of weaken Superman,
Sure.
and I don't know. I'm not gonna shit on James Gunn right now. You gotta wait to see what he does. The thing though is that like James Gunn, it's going to be interesting to see what he does with Superman, because if you're rebooting the DCU, you have to start with an amazing Superman movie, right?
Yeah, or
like
you get
if you
fucked.
if you don't make a fucking dope ass Superman movie, then it's pointless, right? And he's good. James Gunn's a great director, but like he's good with like quirky characters. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, those are all like C characters. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like C-list
Suicide
characters.
Squad.
Yeah, like those are like C-list characters that were quirky in the comics, and he does quirky good. He comes from Trauma. He's like a Trauma fucking person. Do you know what Trauma is?
No.
Trauma was a company that did the Toxic Avenger movies.
I don't even know what that
Like
is.
really, look up YouTube Toxic Avenger for Jim. There used to be a cartoon back when we were young. You probably never watched it. It's kind of white trash. So I was into it. But it's based off of these Trauma movies. It was like this production company that made these like cheap, like gory movies
Yeah, this is.
and it was like a cult class. They were like cult classics. Yeah, like this is the Toxic Avenger. He falls. He's a geek, and he gets pushed into radiation. Fast forward a little bit. Just fast forward it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they were just like these cheap, fucking gory films that had like a cult following.
Okay.
And that's where he came from. He came up in that, like working for Troma and shit, right? So, anyways, it's like, is he going to be able to do Superman? Because then again, it's like you also have to look at what he's got in trouble with, like his tweets and his fucked up tweets and everything, right? And like he's come out talking about kind of toxic masculinity and shit like that. So it's like, does this guy who's going to be in control of Superman, does he care? Does he think like Superman?
Didn't he cut?
Or does
out-
he not think like, that's important.
He cut out Pratt from the Guardians.
No.
No.
No, he backed him.
He backed him.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, well, that's gonna be it could be a problem.
I just hope they don't fucking bitch Superman.
Oh, they will, dude. Smurf him? Is that what it'd be called? Nerfing?
I don't know what it's called these days.
Nerfing him. I think that's a gamer term.
Yeah, nerfing.
Nerfing?
No, nerfs isn't like nerf like a.
Nerfing is
That's
like
in like
they
the
nerf
music
this.
scene too. Like if you like don't like lesbians or something,
Oh,
or some shit.
I don't know about that.
It's a nerf. They also make a
But it's probably a
popular
gaming thing
children's
too.
Yeah, like nerf a
Guns,
gun.
nerf
Like
guns.
make it like
less
Yeah, less-
deadly.
Nerf
Deadly.
it cause to be weak or ineffective.
yeah. That's what they're gonna do to Superman. Smurf him. That's what I thought it was at first. Smurf.
I think you're thinking of turf, Jake.
Oh, I am thinking of turf. You're right. There you go.
Unnecessary lesbian hate.
What is a turf? Let's see.
No, we don't have to look up turf.
Well, I want to know.
It's an acronym, I think, isn't it?
A person who views on gender identity or whose views on gender identity are considered hostile or transgender people. We're turfs.
Can I name the episode that? Oh. Dude, I've just been thinking about Tenet being called 10
Maybe
this
it
whole
is called
time.
10.
We would be considered turfs by these people for sure, 100%.
Is it like a active group or is
Like,
it
we
just
don't-
like a slang like you just
No, it's like a slang. It's like a purse.
like a put down?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. I'm getting different things here. So the definition is saying a person whose views on or gender identity are considered hostile to transgender people, or who opposes social and political policies designed to be inclusive of I can't fucking read this. Inclusive of transgender people. But then down here it says TERF is an acronym for trans exclusionary radical feminists.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's for
people
women that
yeah.
only view women as actual women.
Yeah.
It's for women who
It's
are.
like-
But the definition doesn't talk anything about only women. It's
Yeah.
just a person.
Because
Because
they're
there is
woke.
no
Yeah.
woman and man.
Yeah, they don't believe in women, but it's actually women that it's like women that like are speaking out against like the trans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So sane motherfuckers.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times they are lesbians because
Yeah, because then they're like actually,
you're destroying everything that we're about. Like,
Yeah.
you're destroying this world we built.
Right. Okay, yeah, you had it all up here.
So turf is
They're gonna turf Superman.
what's that word?
No, they're nerfing
Nerf.
Superman.
No, what's Tenet?
Palindrome.
Palindrome.
It's not a palindrome.
Palindrome.
Fret, turf, fret.
Secret Hideout Random Shit.
I want to talk about some JFK.
You want to talk about JFK?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a little bit.
Okay, yeah, run it.
JFK's so it's funny. it's just kind of a crazy sequence of events that happened. Like JFK, the CIA finally says that JFK, we had something to do with his assassination. Like it's like kind of news all over the place. You're seeing that CIA killed JFK. They're admitting it or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you read,
okay. So they were supposed to release all these documents, right? And these documents were supposed to be released like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Trump fucked it up, and then Biden gave them more time to not release it. And now they're like, oh, hey, we're gonna release a bunch of shit. Don't chill out, everybody. We're gonna release a bunch of shit. And then basically, from what I've heard from people, because I haven't looked at any of it, and I'm not going to, but people who are into that shit and are looking into the dumps, they're basically like saying like what they did was they like they'd give you like a 3-page essay of something, and they redacted like 2 sentences, but then the rest of it is
They redacted the rest of it, right? And the left 2 sentences.
I don't know. They blacked out
the rest
everything else except like 2 sentences, and they're like, you see, we released something.
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
saying shit. They're still hiding everything.
But what I'm seeing is this like, the news is saying the CIA admits
Yeah, Hunter
involvement into the assassination of JFK, and no one cares about it or this or that. You see that from the right wing side,
yeah.
but then I'm seeing this other thing of like JFK praising Hitler.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
You
It's
know.
almost like they're like making him
As a bad guy, he deserved
as
what
a
he
bad
got.
guy.
Yes,
He deserved what
yes,
he got.
exactly.
because-
I'm just like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, that's a wild, like, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like the alien disclosure, like how that just like flew by and no one
cared.
cared. And then the only thing that they are talking about is, he actually wrote a soliloquy to Hitler or whatever in his journal. I don't know what he did, but he wrote like some words about Hitler. And like
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's being covered. It's like they're covering their ass like as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It's like I walked out to the bathroom a second ago and I walked out and it was like, stop anti-Semitism on the TV.
It's
on
been,
the TV.
I've been hearing more
Yeah.
about it even on the
Dude,
radio.
it was like commercial. It was like
Yeah.
right when it walked out the bathroom. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like this has happened like fucking Ye's on Alex Jones one day. They already got a commercial for this shit. Like
Yeah.
the next day, like BLM didn't have that quick.
no,
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like that shit was quick.
Like, what's going on here, guys? Like,
is
what are you
going on
what are
here?
you doing? Like, what's
I know. It's crazy.
what are you hiding? You know?
Like they're like, we might have killed JFK, but he liked Hitler, so it was okay.
We might have killed JFK, but he was a Kanye supporter.
Or they're gonna like start like Kanye's gonna start coming out saying like a bunch of JFK quotes, and it's just gonna discredit all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all I didn't look into the documents. I don't have time for all that shit, anyways. It's like I read that book by fucking what's his name? It's called what the hell is it called? Chaos by Tom O'Neill. Like that whole book, that dude like spent 25 years of his life figuring out and proving that the CIA
Was involved.
was
in
involved in
Manson.
Manson, the assassination of JFK, all this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's been like happening forever.
Right. Did you watch that video I sent of that guy that was a Men in Black?
No, was that
You
on
didn't
Twitter?
watch it? I sent it. No, dude, we gotta watch this.
Is
We,
it on-
we gotta watch the end of it.
Is
at
that on
least.
TikTok?
It's in the messages, like text messages. This dude in like 1989 did an interview claiming he was like dying, and he was claiming that he was a Men in Black, like an actual Men in Black, and that he was saying that because we'll play a little bit of the interview, but I'll explain it. He grew up in like a foster care. He didn't have any family. He didn't have any relationships or friends, and he worked for the government, and they recognized him as a perfect candidate for this like program, right? And so he signed up for it. They convinced him to sign up for it, and they basically started giving. He said that they MK Ultra'd him, basically like drugged him, like all these drugs to wipe his mind. Like he agreed to it to let them wipe his mind so that he can kill and then forget. right? So basically, he could be a killing machine and everything like this. And then he talks about how, you know,
It's like the story of the Winter Soldier.
he would talk about, yeah, basically like he's a Winter Soldier type deal, right? But they were the Men in Black. Like if an alien crash happened, he would go investigate it and cover it up and then take care of witnesses. And he's like, we would kill witnesses, and he's like, we would use a wand, and this wand would be like a taser, but it would be powerful enough to cause cardiac arrest, so that it looks like a heart attack and everything like that. And then they would like wipe the mind and everything. I don't know how he remembers all of it now, but anyways, he starts talking about at first you listen to him and like, all right, well, this can be bullshit and everything. But then he talks about how in '94 the summit got together, whatever summit they do, one of those, you know, like the G4 or whatever, G3, G2, whatever.
Yeah, the G summits.
And they were talking about the world is overpopulated and it's becoming too populated too quickly, so they need to start depopulation programs. And he talked about that all the ways they discussed to do it, with our food, you know, with our medicine, with chemtrails. Okay, now this is '89. This interview, all right, '89, because he died
on YouTube, Jim.
He died in 1990.
Yeah, but you pulled up a 9,000 fucking.
It was an hour and 20. The whole
It's
thing.
an hour and 20.
Yeah, dude,
It was,
I
so-
sent him.
I got it.
Okay, so anyways, he's talking about like chemtrails and shit like that, and then he says one of the other ways is through diseases and viruses, and he's like they created a new flu.
What?
He's like they created a new flu, and they plan to release it. And they plan to release it in 2017, 2018, and this flu is supposed to mimic the 1918 flu pandemic that killed like 40 million people or some shit like that, or 40, however many it killed.
That's nothing.
And he's like, and that comes out in 2017, 2018. And he's like, so if a flu pandemic comes out in 2017 and towards 2018, he's like, you'll know I was right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
We gotta
let's watch it.
this. Let me refresh this real quick.
How long is the whole thing's 8 minutes? So just go to like there's like 2 minutes left. Let's see where he's at.
It's almost like it would have come out in the middle of Hillary's presidential campaign, but they had to wait a year because of Trump.
Instituted as a preliminary population control tactic, the results were successful.
More
Led to
than this?
lab-produced viruses
Yeah, go back a
that
little
have
bit more.
since
Okay.
been unleashed onto the public.
We're gonna check this
Among
out
those
for everyone.
is the development of a mutation
Yeah, go like there.
to Denver, Chicago, Tampa, and Minneapolis water departments.
He's talking about fluoride in the
The
water.
adverse effects of fluoride poisoning to the human body are numerous and debilitating. The effects to children is damage to their neurological development, among other serious ailments.
So these are all the tactics
Two.
they're going to use.
Man-made viruses
This is
and diseases.
1989.
Yeah.
The AIDS virus, which was a designer byproduct of the American Disease Institute, was distributed through vaccines to the public in 1980.
Supposedly, I haven't
Dude, that's
researched
a
this guy at all.
preliminary
So
population control
this could have been like
The
last
results were
year.
successful and led to
I'm
more
going off the
lab-produced
internet.
viruses that have since been unleashed onto the public. Among those is the development of a mutated version of the common flu to replicate the 1918 influenza pandemic that killed 40 million people. The first strain of this new flu virus will be released to the public in late 2017. So if we see a flu outbreak in the late 2017 or early 2018 that's killing people, we'll know this is true. Right.
Damn.
Okay, but hold on. I'm gonna call bullshit on it though.
Why?
Now that I'm watching it, I don't know. I don't think that's 1989.
It doesn't look like 1989 like camera work. If that's what you're thinking.
See if you can go to the beginning and find a name, because there's no comments either.
Well, that's what I was saying. If we just go to the original interview.
Foster child.
I just don't
I had
want
no
to
connections to
believe everything
That we
you know.
hear.
Yeah, it's just something that's really interesting.
And just check out what he's saying here.
this trend.
Okay, find a name. Go to the very beginning.
long. And the man's name is Joseph Spencer. He recorded this interview in 1989. He was dying, and he actually died the following year in 1990.
Joseph
the only
Spencer.
time he's ever talked
try to
about
look
this
that
on
up.
camera.
Let's
It's about
see if
14
that's
minutes
real.
long, and I'll just show you a few clips.
Yeah, it's right
But
here.
he's
I have it on
ex-CIA.
YouTube.
and more importantly, he claims to be...
What? What do you have on YouTube?
Interview with the Men in Black. It's right here. It's an hour and 14 minutes.
That doesn't look like 1989 either.
So why don't we look up that name, because we found that name?
That's not 1989.
This
Just
video wasn't, but there's...
No, that video of this guy that supposedly died in 1990.
Okay.
No, he's on a smartphone. So this guy, whoever's making this video, is full of shit. This guy exists and is saying he's a Men in Black, but when is he talking this shit?
yeah. When's that interview? He was born. It looked like 93. He died.
Did he die? It doesn't look like he died in 1990.
X-Men in Black. Joseph Spencer reveals his secrets.
I know.
That's Thor. That's not him. It's this guy, yeah. Same guy.
That's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm
I-
trying to get at when did this guy die? Is this guy die? Did this guy die? Because I'm thinking now that this video, the video we just watched, was not shot in 1989. That interview is not from 1989, and that he's not even dead yet. Because it's only fascinating if it was filmed in 1989. That's the only reason that would make
I mean,
it.
it's fascinating if it's filmed in 2000. To be honest,
Yeah, 2000 would be cool.
it's fascinating if it's filmed in 2010. Why not?
Because by then, I feel like the idea of using diseases and viruses is already like kind of known that that's gonna happen in the conspiracy world.
He still
you know,
calls it kind of though.
So he's not really proving that he's a Man in Black because he could just be reciting
He says
theories that are
it
already
says
out
right
there.
It's
It said until 1997. But
yeah, he was a CIA agent until 1997. So
Okay, so the video we watched is cap.
yeah,
The guy explaining it is
we should
cap.
probably comment on that.
You
Shit's
can't
bullshit.
comment.
You can't.
Nope. So that's another reason it's cap.
Oh. We just saw some fake news right there, boys.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do though. You gotta
Yeah.
use discernment. You know? Gotta use discernment. But I bet this guy's story and everything is really interesting too. So it's probably you probably look into this guy. We're just saying that whoever the
That was filmed
TikTok
last year.
the TikTok the
Someone just
TikTok
grifted.
creator who we were basing this off of did a shit job and is putting out real misinformation.
I mean, he's doing an okay job. 25,000 likes on it.
Yeah, because he's talking shit.
Yeah.
He's being fake. He's putting out information that could be a fucking psyop right there, which is why there's no comments, because he doesn't want people commenting being like, yo, this isn't fucking real, like this guy's still alive, you know.
It's a honeypot, bro. This is what you get. You follow this, dude, you get put right on the list.
I'm following it.
You get put right on the
I mean,
list.
I'm on a list.
have you ever seen this
Been out-
interview with
been on a
Dr.
list since like 2009.
Sherry Liebau? It's with Jesse Ventura, and she says similar things, but it's back in 2009.
But no, that guy wants us to. That's so me and you and Enzo talk about this dude, and we're like, oh, this guy did this in '89, and that someone could be like, no, you fucking idiots, you don't know what you're talking about.
Watch this interview. Fast forward a little bit.
What is this?
This is a doctor that talked to Jesse Ventura.
Is going to be, and you're crazy. How can you say this stuff?
I show them the documentation.
This is
Go back a
2009.
little
Yeah.
bit, Jim.
No, this is pretty shocking. Nations, you think that they're bad?
Well, first of all, let's start with the fact that the World Health Organization
This is 2009.
has
Yeah, I've
decided
seen
that
this.
we have 90% too many people. The World Health Organization has been working since 1974 on vaccines to create permanent sterility.
Doctor, the response is going to be, and you're crazy.
This is
How
good
can
as
you say
flag.
this stuff?
I show them the documentation.
Who is that?
Sherry
What's her-
Liebau.
Now, this is pretty shocking.
This process has already been ongoing. To make matters worse, we know that the
Dude, look up her
vaccines
name
that
and
were
look at the
illegally
smears on
approved
her.
by the FDA
Dude, she's
contain-
probably crackpot, white
Oh, yeah.
supremacist, has letters to Hitler.
Yeah, for sure.
Just discovered new letters in drawer in diary to Hitler.
Dr. Rima Leibau.
I bet you for sure she's like looked
Complaint
at
on the Department of Justice filed against her, it looks like. She violated the FDA.
Yeah. Moving along on random facts. Have you guys ever heard of the Sky King?
the Sky King.
In 2018, I think he worked for he worked for an airline or some shit. He wasn't a pilot or anything. Maybe he worked on the planes, but it was this like dude, and he no, that's not it.
Aircraft pilot, that's what I thought. Schuler Sky King, this guy?
No. Guy steals plane. This younger dude steals a big ass plane to kill himself with. It was in 2018, and he takes off on it, and his name's Bebo Russell. Bebo Russell. I want to find out how old he is. I just learned about this like before I came over here. Just type in Bebo Russell. Okay, so he stole an air bombardier, which is a pretty big fucking plane. All right. He was 29 years old. He was an air ground service agent, right, with no piloting experience. He stole this plane, took off with it, right, big ass plane, and they're all like, he starts flying around and doing like barrel rolls and shit like that, and right, and they're like, all right, there's a plane that was stolen, so they send up fighter jets to it and everything, and they get in contact with him. Air control gets in contact with him, and we can listen to the recordings. And this guy is just talking, and he just seems like this like really nice dude, and he's just like, yeah, he's like I'm not trying to hurt anybody, you know. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm probably ruining your day. He's like, they're like, no, just why don't you just land the thing? And he's like, no, I really don't have any, intention to landing this. I don't know. And they're like, well, can you make like a left turn for us? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I play plenty of video games. He's like, this is easy. And he's like, I'm gonna try a couple things though. And he's like, can I do a backflip? And he does this huge fucking backflip with the plane. I don't know if they call it like a barrel roll or what, but it's basically like a backflip, right? Yeah. And he does this huge one, and he levels it out 10 feet above the water, right? Like he comes down and levels it 10 feet above the water, and basically all the air pilots, the fighter jet air pilots, are like, "Holy shit!" Like, and then expert pilots now are like looking at it and being like, "There's no way this dude should have been able to do that." Like,
yeah,
like an expert pilot would most likely stall that out and died, right? And he does it, and then they're like, "All right, you did it, and why don't you land it?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I threw up a little bit." And he just sounds like this really good guy. And then he's just like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go do a couple more maneuvers. And he's like, I think I'm gonna nosedive this thing, And he does. He does like a few barrel rolls and shit. And then he fucking picks this it's off a coast of Seattle or some shit, like near Seattle. Picks this little island and fucking just goes straight down into it. Fucking nose pointed down, like just straight into the fucking ground. And everybody that knew him said he was like this fucking awesome dude. And I think maybe I didn't send you any videos, but I'll find one. Because you can hear the conversation, right? And it's just really fucked up because you're just hearing this guy who's just so like sincere. He's so sincere.
What's his name?
He's so sincere. Just type in, go on TikTok right there, and type in Sky King.
Up there too, I wouldn't want to do that. Hopefully, they probably got anti-aircraft.
That's him.
If they don't have any of that stuff, we're just trying to find a place for you to land safely.
Yeah, not quite ready to bring it down just yet, but holy smokes, I got to I got to stop looking at the fuel because it's going down quick.
Okay, Rich, if you could you start a left-hand turn, and we'll take you down to the southeast, please.
This is probably like jail time for life, huh? I mean, I would hope it is for a guy like me.
Well, Rich, we're not going to worry or think about that, but could you start a left-hand turn, please?
2, Roseanne.
627. Thank you. And he's going to try and help you out here a little bit, okay? 9-0.
Record ending is 070.
And I think you might have some questions. Rich, I've got a pilot on with us, and if you got any questions, you can ask him now.
Hey, well, first off, you're a little breaking up a bit. Maybe I'm too far away. What's the distance on this frequency?
5261 heavy, Roger. Might be a little bit before speed's just fine for now, thanks. Well, this.
You are very calm, collect, poised.
Seen on runway 16 center.
Okay, crossing 16 center, hold short 16 left, Alaska.
He's so not surprised. They're so surprised
That's about 2 to 3 miles.
that they're just like talking to
400 apparently is the grounds crewman with Horizon, I guess. And right now he's just flying around, and he just needs some help controlling his aircraft.
He's just going like up and down, and dude, like just.
Very good. Nah, I mean, I don't need that much help. I played some video games before. I would like to figure out how to get this cabin altitude. Like, I know where the box is. I would like to get some, make it pressurized or something, so I'm not so lightheaded.
Rich, what's your altitude?
Cross 16 center, cross 16 left, contact ground, comes to gate.
So those are the fighter. Those are the fighter pilots. They're talking to.
We have no idea right now. So if you just hold on Alpha, all those aircraft were in sequence. So we'll get you going as soon as we know. Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the autopilot. I'm just kind of hand flying right now.
Okay, you know how fast you're going?
It's a hold behind Jet.
That's 2021. Minimum wage. We'll chalk it up to that. Maybe that'll grease the gears a little bit with the higher up. Maybe, yeah.
Does he work at airport?
Yeah.
I think I lost you behind some hills a little bit. I'm coming back though.
718, I believe so. Still working on an issue.
You hear the pain.
I don't really have an estimate on how long
you
that
hear
may
the
be.
pain in them a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Of 16 left, American 7 Alaska 691.
You could probably find like a. This is like a lot of audio. You could probably find
It's
stories.
clean, though.
It is clean.
Now, Rich, don't say stuff like that.
What do you say?
I don't
No,
know.
I just told you I don't want to hear. 91. Damn it, Andrew! People's lives are at stake here.
Now, Rich, don't say stuff like that.
He said, "Damn it, Andrew,
No, I just told
people's
you I
lives
don't
are
want
at
to hear no
stake."
one. I just want you to whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
And
He's hammered,
600,
No, he's pulling
Roger. It's going to be a
G's.
while before we can get into cargo 5.
Is he?
He's
That'd be
pulling.
better than trying to land it. Like, I know how to put the landing gear down.
7,000. Expect flight level 410.
He was probably pulling G's there.
Your power, that's probably 50%. That'd be the two top gauges right in the center on that glass display there.
Dude, he was fucking
then
cutting a joke
press,
right there. He was like,
well,
Andrew's
tell me,
talking to the guy he's
do your
talking
power
to.
50%, or tell me what you got.
He's like, just
Yeah, I
kidding,
got it
dude.
like flight idle.
Well, that's too slow. Bring it up to like 50.
He's talking to him like
Any of you
they're gonna
Bravo
help
Rams
him, you know,
20,
like they have a chance, but he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
All right, no problem. Yeah, because I just want to know if we can, do
I
a
want
water
to see
sample
the. Do they show the?
back here.
Yeah.
when he does
4,000 actually at or about 3,000 advised.
I don't know about
Their
this.
side
but,
on the bottom, it says HDG, and it's got a little...
Yeah, find a different one because there's like you know, they clip up things and because he says some shit in there that's
Let me just see if this person. has
clip
a part
worthy.
two.
You know, he says like, "I'm just a broken guy." He's like, "I'm just a broken guy with a couple of screws loose that I didn't really know about till just now." And he's like, "I'm sorry that to anybody."
Oops. TikTok is.
Yeah, if you want to search this, guys, just search like Sky King.
120. No, lab school give me a job as a pilot?
Well, I'd try to figure out how to use the autopilot first.
On Roger, taxi spots 88 via Bravo, County France.
8810 over ramp at 2057. Not concentrate so much on flying the airplane.
Hey, you think if I land this successfully, lab school give me a job as a pilot?
I think they would give you a job of doing anything if you could pull this off.
Yeah, right. Nah, I'm a white guy, eh?
It's 319 120 better to a 5-mile final contact point down altitude to 120.6.
Okay, we'll do that with speed, and we're going to go to the top.
Talking to that aircraft at this time. If they need your assistance, I will let you know, but they're talking to that aircraft right now.
Roger.
All right, go find one of those videos with the music in it and let it play, because they'll clip up the things he says.
Just do Sky King.
Yeah, do Sky King.
That's fascinating, though.
It is, man.
That is fascinating.
Do that one,
Which
the
one?
hidden one. The hidden one up.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. No, not that one.
No, it's just TikTok's a disaster. I don't know.
Computer.
It switches all that crazy.
Coming up, Pilot Joel here in just a minute or two, I hope.
I'm just going to do this barrel roll real quick.
Well, no need to do that.
I feel like I need to be, what do you think, like 5,000 feet at least to be able to pull this barrel roll off?
Astonishingly, he just about made it, clearing the water by a mere 10 feet with the aircraft, which was never designed to perform any sort of maneuver remotely close to a barrel roll either. Both trailing fighter jets and SeaTac ATC were clearly surprised.
POI-1 just completed a barrel roll, current altitude 2,000 feet.
That's the fighter jet
He did a barrel roll.
talking.
Affirm he cleared the surface of the water by approximately 10 feet. But Rock 2 from Rock 1, the TOI-1 did a barrel roll and just barely missed hitting the water.
And interestingly, it didn't sound like Bevo expected to actually make it either.
Listen.
All right, Rich, this is Captain Bill. Congratulations, you did that. Now let's try to land that airplane safely and not hurt anybody on the ground.
All right. Damn it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to. I was kind of hoping that was going to be it, you know?
99. And not long after, Richard Russell made his final transmission.
After long, I feel like one of my engines is going out or something.
No, there's just look into it. He talks.
Because only
he's talking to the guy, the air control guy, right? And he's like, man, I hope I'm not ruining your day, man. He's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. And he's like, I know I'm loved. I got a lot of people that love me. And he's like, I'm really sorry to them. And so I want to apologize to them when they hear this and see this. And he's like, and then his last thing was like, all right, I'm gonna do a couple more maneuvers and I'm just gonna nosedive it.
Oh shit.
Rolling Stone magazine investigated and said that he may have suffered traumatic brain injuries during football years in high school and college.
Nerfing him. They're nerfing Sky King.
And it's just like, it's crazy because when you listen to the audio, like you hear this guy that's just like so free yet so like damaged at the same time, you know?
That's wild. Did this just happen, or when did this
2018.
happen? 2018?
Yeah. He took himself out a good time.
Yeah.
Before the world went fucking crazy.
Maybe in the alternate universe, Sky King lived. Sky King's still with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Revolutionized big craft flying forever.
Yeah. And like I said, apparently people that knew him just all said he was just like a good guy.
Dude, they might take him in, dude. They'd be like, dude, the way you handled that thing, the way you handled this whole pressure, dude,
like that plane was not designed to do maneuvers like that.
We need to figure out what was going on there.
I bet it was just
We're going
because
to take you into flight simulators. You're going to recreate everything you did.
Dude, it was probably just because he just didn't care, you know? Like he didn't have no pressure on him. And he was just like, I wonder if I can do this. And without like, because he said it, I thought that was going to be it.
Yeah.
I was hoping that was going to be it. So there was no, it's like when they say like, you know, if you get in a car crash and you're sleeping, you're more likely to not get
because you're not tensing
injured
up and shit.
and shit. Yeah, because you're loose. So he was probably able to pull that shit off because he had no fucking pressure on him.
Yeah.
He was just up there living it, like Grand
He's
Theft
like,
Auto.
oh, this is it. This is it.
Yeah,
And he's like, oh, hold on.
I wish that we would have got it because there's a part where they're talking to him and he's not answering, and then he's just like, oh, he's like, I'm sorry. It was like after the barrel roll. He's like, I'm sorry, my mic fell off. He's like, I threw up a little bit.
Oh man, dude, that's a wild insight to somebody's last minutes right there. Like the amount of like.
It's sad, yeah.
It's sad, but is it sad though? I mean,
He went out the way he wanted.
Yeah, he's out there doing it.
Yeah.
And he
He's
didn't
like
hurt
flying a plane,
anybody.
being happy.
He didn't want to hurt
He
anybody.
didn't want to hurt anybody. He made that pretty clear.
He was the only person that died.
I mean, it was sketchy. He's flying over a bunch of houses and shit. Like, you got to be like,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's sketchy.
He says it himself. He's like, this is probably prison for life, right? He's like, I hope so. I hope it would be for someone like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably didn't think he would get that bitch started. He probably got it started, got it going, and he's like, oh shit. Like, once you're going in it, there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
He Grand Theft Auto that motherfucker,
How do you
dude.
fly a plane from nothing? I guess it's not that hard, though, is what, I mean.
Pull up.
Yeah, you pull
Go
up.
fast, pull up.
He said he knew what he was doing a little bit.
I mean,
he
I
played video games.
If there's any pilots listening, I fully understand that there's way more to it. But I'm just saying, if
Dude,
you're
obviously not,
like
though.
you probably can get into a plane. Anybody could probably
This
get into a
makes
plane.
me question my whole hijacker
and have
theory.
Yeah,
I'm
has the
like,
probability of going up.
They should have used this guy to be like, no, anybody could fly those planes on 9/11.
Yeah.
Because this guy did it.
This guy fucking did it.
This guy
Oh,
did it.
shit.
And-
Trained himself using amateur flight
Yeah,
simulator
because I used to be
software.
like, there's no way those guys could fly that plane. And this guy's doing barrel rolls.
I know.
Trying to kill himself.
He got fucking expert fighter jets being like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this motherfucker
He
made
actually
it.
did that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe with a little training in some flight school in Florida, those guys could have done it. I don't know.
Maybe there was a plane at the Pentagon, huh?
This episode is making me question everything. They show his crash. It's just like nothing. There's no plane left.
Jim's going back to a God-hating liberal.
Yeah, I am, dude.
Getting vaccinated tomorrow.
I was talking about how they're winning earlier, right?
Yeah.
I was real thinking
I got beat
about
up.
I was
Could convert.
Yeah, straight up. I got a funny story, but I don't really think I can tell it.
Well, then no.
It's a good idea.
Did you guys watch that video I sent of the kids playing Slipknot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that girl before. I've seen her cover Korn.
It's just fucked up because like all the comments and they're like, oh my god, there's hope for humanity and shit, and like it's like these little kids being like sex,
Yeah.
and shit, and they're like, yeah, it's fucking awesome and blah blah, and then like to me it's kind of like I bet you though if like all the comments on there, I bet you those same people if a video of like a bunch of kids like that rocking to like some like Christian song. They would all be like, "Oh, the fucking parents are just brainwashing them."
Yeah,
and it's like that's the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same thing.
It's
You
the
got a bunch
opposite
of little
direction.
kids singing about something they don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because their parents made them.
Sure. I couldn't tell if that one was good because I wasn't really into that Slipknot song, but I never was into Slipknot.
Me neither.
But I seen her Korn cover. It was good. I was into Korn.
Did you ever see that Justin Bieber song "Lonely"? That music video?
I've never seen the video. No.
Dude, it's fucking dope, man. I maybe it's because I'm a sucker for like videos of people, actors playing already famous people. Like when Justin Timberlake portrayed Elton John, and a young Elton John in one of his music videos. So hold on, before we start playing it. So the music video is Jacob Tremblay, all right, who is this child actor. He actually does the voice. He does a voice for in a show that my kids like, something cat, I forgot his name, but pause it. So anyways, he's portraying Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber is young, and he's even got the famous like white jean suit on with the purple hoodie and everything, and it's kind of like Justin Bieber's song about what it was like to be a kid, become famous, and like how it wasn't glamorous you know. And it's real short. We can play the whole video. And I don't know, the song is really good, and we can watch 2 videos because he does a live. This came out in 2018, I think, or 2020 maybe.
2 years ago, 2020.
2020. Benny Blanco, whatever his name, produces it. He's in the video. Run that shit. It's pretty short. It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Be cooler if we had sound.
Oh, good sound.
We're gonna listen to a little Bieber right now for y'all.
Everybody knows my name now, but something about it still feels strange. Like looking in a mirror, trying to steady yourself and seeing somebody else.
You gotta watch the video for
Everything
this.
is not the same now. It feels like all our lives have changed. Maybe when I'm older it'll all calm down, but it's killing me now. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me.
Do you remember that outfit, like when he was young?
Cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just fucking lonely. I'm so lonely, lonely. Everybody knows my past now, like my house was always made of glass. And maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age. And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit. They criticized the things I did as an idiot kid. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me. Cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just fucking lonely. I'm so lonely, lonely. I'm so lonely, lonely.
Don't that hit?
It's good.
Huh?
I like it. I really like that song. But did he write that song?
Well, I think Benny
Blanco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he wrote that, but yeah.
It's weird because then he also hired a kid to be the kid that he was lonely about. So it's like that kid is now experiencing
life, yeah.
what he has to experience. That's all I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, well, that poor kid, dude. Like, even though it sucked for Bieber, but now you're making it suck for this kid.
Right. Nah, that kid ain't nowhere on the level of fame Bieber was.
Yeah.
You know.
Bieber was hanging with Kanye.
Getting raped by Usher.
Jeez. Holy shit.
Probably.
Shit. Plan that. I might just clip that so it's just you saying getting raped by Usher right after that. Oh,
Hey,
shit.
you do what you gotta do. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find us, Jim?
Check us out on TikTok at Secret Hideout Podcast. All the episodes are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends. We're talking some shit every Saturday.
And like always, don't listen to a word we say, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And please do your own research and have a Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, see, we do Merry Christmas on this show.
No Happy Holidays.
Fuck that holiday shit. Have a Merry Christmas.
Yep. Jake is real buttered. We've talked about that on Christmas episodes.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.